It'd be a good idea to unmute my mic. That would be intelligent. But welcome to another week of Monday Night Football. Got the headliner of this week for you tonight, as the Detroit Lions heading down to Maryland to take on the Baltimore Ravens, and what should be, at least based on a lot of predictions, has been projected to be a rather high-scoring affair. I think, end of the day, we'll have to wait and see exactly how this plans out. Obviously, got that Detroit offense led by Jared Goff. You got a very deep amount of receiving talent. Jameson Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Sam Laporta, a bunch of players to keep an eye on there. Got some new pieces on the O-line. Obviously, the departure of Ben Johnson this past offseason. That has been a big, aspect, both of, something that has to be adapted to for the Detroit Lions. Additionally, they lost a couple of pieces of their O-line. Already looking a bit, light there. Just kind of looking at the depth chart that I have available to me. So we'll see if that O-line can get Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery going. Meanwhile, on the defensive side of the ball, again, same thing. Lost that defensive coordinator, but that unit's still very, very fearsome. Obviously, led by Aiden Hutchinson as the headliner there. But also like Jack Campbell, Terrion Arnold, Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph as people to keep an eye on there. Now, obviously, the Ravens. The two-headed rushing attack. Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, incredibly dangerous. Zay Flowers and Rashad Bateman on the wings is going to be something to keep an eye out for. Isaiah likely is injured. We are just about to get underway with the kickoff. But that defense, also going to have to be something to keep an eye on. Obviously, Nnamdi Madubuike and Kyle Van Noy are injured coming into this one. So that could be a little bit of a concern for this Ravens defense. But again, expecting a fairly high-scoring affair. It does look like the Lions are set to receive, and we are underway here with the kick. Going to be fielded at the far side, 10, 15, 20. Going to cut up the middle, 25. Should the tackler by spin, stays on his feet up to the 30, but going to have his forward progress stopped at just about the 33. So that's where Jared Goff and this Lions offense will take over for the first time after the return from Jacob Sailors. Of course, Jared Goff, very efficient last week against the Chicago Bears, 334 yards passing, 5 touchdowns, over 80% completion. But I think got a much tougher challenge today, especially walking into a Baltimore in prime time. Receiver going to come in motion to the near side. Goff under center, going to be a handoff up the middle to Jahmyr Gibbs. Going to shed a tackle, but not going to pick up more than about 2 yards on first down there, only getting up to about the 35-yard line. So it's going to be 2nd and 8 here. Again, highlighter, taking a look at the O-line. Christian Mahogany. So it's going to be, I think the guards are the big question for the Detroit Lions. The tackles of Decker and Sewell and the center of Glasgow definitely seem a bit more familiar. But Goff going to go out of the gun, takes a snap. Looking right, going to pump, going to fire pretty deep down the right-hand side, complete. Jameson Williams all the way down into Baltimore territory, almost down to the 40. I think he's going to be forced out of bounds all the way down at the 41. So big play there, going to be good for almost 25 yards as Williams doing a really nice job finding the little hitch in the coverage there. A little bit of a, looked like more of a cover 2 with a cornerback blitz, and Williams able to find a little hitch behind Kyle Hamilton, who was in a bit more of a flat zone, and the Lions getting 2 rolling. Now working for the Baltimore 41, running back line up to Jared Goff's right, going to be a handoff up the middle, going to be met in the backfield, and he's going to get dropped for a loss of 3.5, almost 4 yards there. As number 99 there on the stop, that's Odafe Owe, on a very big tackle for loss, just beats the tight end there, and just blasts into the backfield. And that's going to be a loss of yards for, I believe that is Jahmyr Gibbs. That is number 0. Goff going to go under center now. 2nd down and 13. Takes a snap, going to be handoff to Gibbs once again, this time running left up over the 40, and then going to be taken down by a couple of Ravens by the time he gets down to about the 37-yard line. So it's going to be a pickup of about 7 yards. It's going to make it 3rd down and 6 here. Cross under 12:53, 12:52, 12:51 to go. Oh, in addition to Madubuike and Van Noy, Jair Alexander also injured in this one. So he will also not be participating. So Goff in the gun, 3 wide receivers to the near side. Gibbs is lined up to his left. Quick check of the line again, 3rd and 6 from the Baltimore 37-yard line. Goff takes snap, 4-man rush for the Ravens. Goff looking, going to fire over the middle, complete. Down into the red zone, it's Jameson Williams again with another big grab. And so this one going to go for, I think, about 20 yards here. As Jameson Williams getting to work early. So again, just finding a nice job, finding that little hitch in the zone, just stopping right in front of the safety. Great positioning, great protection as well by this Lions offensive line. Goff just able to step up, find his man, and the Lions into the red zone. Bit of a jumbo eye. You got 2 fullbacks here. It's going to be a handoff running left here for Gibbs. He's going to try to bounce it to the outside, going to get past the O-line. But again, only really going to pick up 2 yards here. I know that jumbo eye has a specific name. We'll just call it Super Eye for when we see it again. But keep an eye out for that. Is Detroit going double fullback early? Highlighting Amon-Ra St. Brown as of right now, who we have not seen yet tonight. But it's going to be 2nd and 8. 11:20 left to go now in the first quarter. Goff in the gun. Gibbs once again lined up to his left. No David Montgomery so far. Takes a snap, looking to his left, firing, going to be complete to Gibbs, who's going to try to sidestep a defender, but can't before he gets forced out of bounds by Teddy Buchanan. So it's going to make it 3rd down and 3 here after the 5-yard pickup. Taking a look at Dan Campbell on the sideline, who again has done a great job with this Lions team. And, they're still very well built, even despite losing both of their coordinators. I think they haven't looked necessarily quite as indomitable as they did specifically last season. We'll have to wait and see. 3rd and 3, Goff in the gun, Gibbs to his right. Receiver going in motion to the far side. Goff takes snap, looking left, pumps, fires. Gibbs wasn't ready for it, and so that's going to fall incomplete. Roquan Smith and maybe Mike Green and actually no, it was apologies. It was Roquan Smith and Marlon Humphrey in the area. That's going to be 4th and 3. We'll see. Will the Lions go for it here? We know Dan Campbell teams love to be aggressive. From the sound of things, they will be staying out on the field. It's going to be trips bunched to the near side. Goff check at the line. Laporta going in motion now. He'll go in motion to the far side, so it'll make it 2 and 2. Laporta has to go back to the near side now. Play clock winding down. They do get the snap off. Big blitz from the Ravens. Goff looks to his right. Fires. Complete to St. Brown. Down inside the 5. Down to the 4. Before he's tackled almost immediately by Kyle Hamilton. But a great work there. Great delivery from Goff. Good protection again from this Lions offense. And that again gives them a new set of downs. As cover 0. And just a nice little out route run there from Amon-Ra. And, able to pick up that 1st down. So 1st and goal now from just outside the Baltimore 4-yard line. Goff, once again in the gun. Tight end going to go in motion. Going to be a handoff to Gibbs up the middle, down to the 1. He's going to try to push in. I think he's just about stonewalled, though. So Gibbs gets it down to the 1, but not quite able to punch it that last step in. And they're going to go up-tempo here for what will be the 11th play of this opening drive of the game, is Detroit trying to find a way to punch it in. Given an opportunity to sub real quick, but 2nd and goal from inside the 1. Going to be handoff to Gibbs once again. This time he's going to go up the middle, and this time he's in. Detroit strikes first on an 11-play, I believe, 66-yard drive, and opens the scoring with a 1-yard rushing touchdown to Jahmyr Gibbs with 9:16 left to go now in the first quarter. And so could this be a sign that we're about to see a bit of an offensive shootout here? which would definitely be appreciated after the past couple of weeks of after the first 2 weeks, apologies, of Monday Night Football that I've been doing commentary for. Of course, PAT about to come, so we'll hold off. We'll go ahead and set it to 6. We won't hurry too much. Jake Bates lined up for the PAT. Kick is up, and it's right through, so we'll update that to 7. And it's a quick 7-0 lead for the Detroit Lions. And so some really nice conversions there, late in drives for this Detroit offense. And just managed to keep that drive going. I think the run game was a little bit, less effective than I think Detroit might have liked, but had some nice big pass plays, especially considering, since Baltimore is missing a player at every level, still a very, very impressive drive. And that'll take us to our first commercial break of the evening. Of course, not here because we don't have ads. We do this because I'm going to watch football anyways. So, hey, might as well do commentary for it. And if you're enjoying it, definitely make sure to like and subscribe. It's very much appreciated. It also gives me a second to scroll my depth charts. So we're ready to go. Shout out to our lads for having pretty up-to-date depth charts. So base 4-2-5 for the Lions, and 2 running backs, 1 tight end. Really? Or no, 21. I guess that would be 21. I imagine we'll see 31 personnel mostly for the Ravens. 3 wide receivers. We might see some double tight ends with Isaiah Likely out. That could change. We'll see if Charlie Kohler is solid, which I imagine he is, because the Ravens tend to be fairly effective. If you couldn't tell by what is currently above my head, I am rooting for the Lions. I don't know if I'm rooting against the Lions. I'm rooting for the Lions. I am certainly rooting against the Ravens. So I did pick them to win. Just because I think the Ravens will probably pull it out, but we'll see. Of course, we got Sunday morning football next week, which I got to make sure I set an alarm for. So that'll be some morning commentary. So it'll get me with coffee, maybe if I go out and get it beforehand. So we'll have to see how some of that goes. But anyway, again, into our first commercial break now. And of course, we'll get the Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry show. As going to be really, frustrated to watch, my team's most hated rival with this caliber of player. But with 9-16, that's where the Baltimore offense will take over after Jake Bates and the Lions kick it back away, and the kick is away. And it landed in the landing zone. Oh, okay. So I thought that was a safety. The ball landed in the landing zone, rolled in the end zone, and was kneeled for a touchback. So I do the broadcast in one ear, so that way I can stay a little bit more up to speed with what's going on. And it seems, so the Ravens will start at the 20 here. I didn't know exactly how that worked, but Jackson under center, Detroit loading up the line here on first down. And it's going to be fakes the handoff to Henry. Jackson escapes a little bit to his right, finds Mark Andrews on the first snap of the game. And that's going to go all up almost to the Baltimore 40. It's going to be good for 19 yards there as Lamar Jackson finds his tight end early in the game. As Andrews just squeaks free. Good job selling the run by the Ravens, of course, with the Lions showing that big pressure. Nice time to pull play action out the bag. And Mark Andrews is away. Only 3 catches for 26 yards on the season, so it definitely would be good to see him on the board. I formation here for Baltimore, and that's going to be a neutral zone infraction there on the Lions. Aiden Hutchinson jumped off sides, and the left tackle did move, so we have our first penalty of the game. As the Lions edge rusher jumping into the neutral zone And so it'll make it 1st down and 5. So 8:30 now left to go. Henry in the single back. They'll motion into the I. Jackson checking at the line. Going to motion another tight end, this time to the far side. That's Jackson's right, as the Ravens moving from right to left. Takes a snap. Going to be Henry running to the right. And going to barrel over, pick up the 1st down up over midfield and into Detroit territory. It's going to be a pickup of about 6 yards there from the massive human being in that Baltimore backfield. And it's a 1st down that's 1st down number 2 for this Baltimore offense, coordinated by Todd Monken. So 1st and 10 now. It's going to be spotted at the 49. Going to be a strong pistol here. Lamar going to be a keeper on the read option, and he's broken free up over the 40. Going to slide down after he picks up the 1st down. So it will be a pickup of 12 yards. As now we're going to see some of that read option going to work. And this is what makes the Ravens so scary, is you have to find a way to stop Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. And you have, Isaiah Lamar with as shifty as he is. You have the power and speed of Derrick Henry, and really of both of those rushers that you have to account for. Empty set here for the Ravens on 1st and 10. Now working from the 37 of Detroit. Jackson takes snap, 4-man rush, going to throw to his left, complete to Andrews again, down to about the 30-yard line before he's tackled by Kirby Joseph. Again, just seeing a bunch of chunk plays here for both offenses early in the game. Of course, clock continues to roll, 6:41, 6:40 left to go in the 1st quarter. It's going to be called a pickup of 8 yards there on the field. That'll make it 2nd down and 2 now for this Baltimore offense. Tight end now going in motion to the far side. Lamar in the gun. Henry lined up to his left. Takes a snap. It's going to be Derrick Henry up the middle. Going to get really stonewalled there. He'll be lucky to pick up 1 yard. And so make it 3rd down and 1. Number 55, Derek Barnes in there on the tackle for the Lions. Anzalone, Campbell, Barnes, definitely a bunch of guys to keep an eye on. Terry and Arnold, Brian Branch, so many good players. Kelvin Shepard. Well, there's a new name. Is going to be hand up the middle to Derrick Henry. He's broken free. 20, 15 down the near sideline. 10, 5. Touchdown. And Derrick Henry strikes like lightning there. And he's into the end zone. It's offsides on the Lions, but it doesn't even matter. And just like that, it's almost a tie game. And you just can't stop him in the open field. 250 pounds and runs faster than a defensive back. And he picks up another touchdown. It's going to be a 29-yard rush. And just, great vision, great blocking as well. Nobody really touched him. Just gets right out in the open. Rosengarten doing a nice job opening up that hole. Mark Andrews sets it up a bit further downfield. And then Derrick Henry just absolutely off to the races. Extra point coming. And it's right down the middle from Tyler Loop. And that'll knot us up at 7. So Derrick Henry already this week, 3 carries, 36 yards, and the opening Baltimore score. And that will take us to another commercial break here. All right, well, definitely don't love to see that as a Steelers fan, but I don't know. It happens, I suppose. I don't know. Self-promotion. There we go. There it is. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, not a great one to see there, but 7-7. Ugh. Damn. Damn, damn, damn. Lamar also had a pretty, yeah, I mean, Lamar 2 of 2 for 27 yards on that first drive, so. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I ain't loving it. All right, there we go. Damn it. All right. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely always painful when I watch the Ravens because I don't think the Steelers' defense is going to be able to do a damn thing to stop them, which is, again, just really frustrating. Because they're good, and I don't like that. It's never a good time when your rivals are good. I don't know. I feel like heading to M&T Bank, even if it's as, an opposing fan, would probably be a fun time. In Baltimore itself, I mean, who knows? But, the story there is don't do dumb shit that'll get you in trouble. But we are at a commercial. So 5:40 left to go in the first. Taking a look at Goff and Campbell discussing something on the sideline. But the kick from Loop is away. Going to be fielded at about the 3. Going to be up over the 20 to the 25. Going to be knocked down as he falls forward to about the 33-yard line. And so Detroit going to take over once again. And already, in my right ear, can hear this Baltimore crowd getting loud for that defense. And so 1st and 10 here, 5:35 left to go in the opening stanza. Still Gibbs as the single back as I swap to a weather alert. God damn it, Channel 27. Oh, as I'm getting warned about hail. Yeah, I can't, I'm struggling to see what's going on. God damn it, news. I know it's important to keep people safe, but I want to see stuff. Trying to see what's going on here. Yeah, actually fake the handoff to Gibbs. Try to throw it back left to him. It seemed to be a forward pass and go incomplete. So it should be 2nd and 10 here. So Goff going to be under center here. Gibbs still the single back. Jameson Williams going in motion to the far side. Going to be handoff to Gibbs once again, who's going to be knocked back pretty deep and not even going to make it back to the line of scrimmage. Actually, they're going to say that it was a fumble and a loss there. So that'll make it 3rd down and 20. Again, it's really hard to know what's going on here because of this weather warning. Yeah. Yeah, how did they rule that? Did they rule that a fumble? How? That was a pretty clear forward path. It's going to be 3rd and 19 here for the Lions. Goff in the gun, running back lined up to his right, 423, 422, 420. Nice. Left to go in the quarter, and we are back. So I'm good to go. Working from their own 23. Ravens showing blitz. They're going to bring 5. Goff going to have to dump it off to Gibbs. Maybe up over the 20, 25, only up to the 30. So only gets about back to the sticks, and that's where the Detroit offense going to peter out here. So, again, not really sure what happened there. Just due to, briefly having a cut to weather. So it was really hard to see exactly what was going on. But it's going to be the punt unit here for the Lions on 4th and 11. It'll be Jack Fox on the way out. And snap is back. Punt is away. We boom that. It's going to be fielded at the 15 for the 20, 25. Going to get stopped there, though. And is going to be stood up at the 26-yard line. That's Vaki on the tackle. And that's where that return will stop after about 11 yards. So we'll once again head to commercial as you take a look at the city of Baltimore. Ugh. It's like we're getting to an early point, and I already feel like I need some water. I don't know. Ugh. Oh boy. But yeah, I mean that's a big opening blow here for the Lions. So we'll see what happens. But I mean that's not great for them. It's not great for them. I don't know. Mm. I don't know. Definitely good on a Monday to chill and enjoy some football though. And again, we'll see what happens. I don't know. I feel like try to stay a little bit quieter during commercials, just because it's you definitely say a lot of words, but I don't know. I should definitely hydrate so that way I can follow in Tom Grossi's lead and you know try to use my urine to power up defenses, which I think maybe needed a little bit today. And we'll have to see, though, is just about to come out of commercial break. I will go ahead and I'm going to turn myself. I'm just going to go to default here. But second possession for this Baltimore offense after the Jack Fox punt. As is it a 2 tight end or 3 tight end look here to open up for Baltimore? I believe it's 2. But it will be 1st and 10, 3:16 left to go now in the first quarter. Once again, heavy personnel and a motion into the eye. Jackson motions Zay Flowers out, fakes the handoff, looking, scrambling away, dumps it off over the middle. I believe that's Charlie Kohler. It is Charlie Kohler pulling in that grab. And he's going to pick up, I think, about 7 yards there on first down. It's going to make it 2nd down and 3. So out of the gun, going to be a handoff this time once again. Henry's going to try to go up the middle, going to get stood up at the point of attack, and that'll make it 3rd and 3. Good stop there by Detroit. As we're taking a look at some Derrick Henry highlights there. Here, let's see. Top speed of, I think it was 18.5 miles an hour there on that touchdown run. He's actually going to get subbed out of the game here on 3rd down and 3. So Jackson in the gun. Running back lined up to his left, I believe, is Justice Hill, is the 2nd stringer for Baltimore. Jackson going to send Flowers in motion to the far side. Takes a snap. Looking left. Pumping. Firing in the direction of Hill, but a bit of a miscommunication between Jackson and his running back. And it's going to go incomplete there. Anzalone technically in coverage. That's going to make it 4th and 3 here and bring out the Baltimore punt unit once again. And Lamar Jackson looking very unhappy as he heads to the sideline. I mean, definitely not a situation where you'd expect to sub out your 250-pound running back. But Jordan Stout out to punt it away, and it is away cleanly. And this is another boomed punt. It's going to be fielded back at the 3 by Khalif Raymond, who's going to try to go sideways and only going to get up about as far as the 7 before he's taken down. There was a flag thrown very early in that return, too, as Tampa Jr. for the Ravens in there on the stop. And it might get even worse for the Lions here. And it's going to be holding on the Lions. So even for that only being about a 4-yard return, it'll push back to basically a 1-yard return. So, hold on. My mom's calling me. Hey, Mom, what's up? Yeah, I am. Yeah. Sounds good. Yeah, I'm watching Lions Ravens right now. Yep. So, I mean, it should be a good one. We'll see how that, or depending on your definition of good one, but yeah, I mean, definitely, came down to the wire. And I think 2 blocked field goals to win the game is definitely not something you see every day. But yeah, that would that was Mike Tomlin's. Yeah, Cowers was against Seattle. Um, yep. I mean, I wasn't much older for the Super Bowl against the Cardinals either, but yeah. Sorry, fantasy's doing well. I know in the league that we all put a little bit of money in the pool. I think I'm about to go to 3-0, so opening pretty well in that one. Um, and then the second more casual one, I think I'm losing this week. So less well there, but it happens. Yeah, that's better. Burrow. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I know some apps have injured reserve that you can put players on, but yep. Um. So oh yeah, I think if a player is out, you still can put them on injured reserve. But I think at least I know in the because I'm on app called Sleeper for fantasy this year. Just because that was the app that was picked by the I forgot the word commissioners, the people who were organizing stuff. Um, so one is a group of guys from the sim racing league. The other one is a group of people from the kind of football server. You know, chunk of people that I met up with at the draft. So yeah, um, I do not have my plane tickets for Thanksgiving yet. Yeah, is Thanksgiving in Pittsburgh, Philly, Philadelphia? Okay, sounds good. So yeah, I can definitely get that set because it'll probably you know spike before too much longer. So I can definitely get on that and plan if I need to head to Chicago or Milwaukee if that's easier and go from there. Okay, cool. Okay, Yep. Yeah. De- yeah. So definitely let me know because I know I was looking at potentially going to Steelers Bears that Sunday, and then the Sunday before Thanksgiving. Uh, Steelers Bears is in Chicago. Yep. So yep. So I know I was like looking at some planning around that, but just to like give you an idea of where my head is at on that front, just as I'm starting to kind of figure things out there. Yeah. I mean, yep. Yeah, I got you. Hmm. Okay. Yep, I'm still here. Yep. I know was it we had a break in after we had a break during a very confusing sequence where it's like, hey, there's a severe thunderstorm warning. That's like, you know, I think currently an hour to the west and might come this way at some point tonight. But no, we got some rain this morning, and we'll see. I think we're supposed to get a little bit more, and that's supposed to hopefully cool off a bit more permanently. Yeah, yeah, it's been a little bit humid out here, but it hasn't gotten like super hot again. It's still been very comfortable. Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, yeah, there is like there is actual AC in this place. So like, yeah, real AC where it's like I'm sitting right next to it basically. Yeah, it was. There's a little like control pad on the wall, and you know, uh, can actually like can actually set a temperature. Yeah, I have a full on apartment now. Yes. Okay. Yeah. 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 Definitely. Will probably be a little bit challenging to get around, but yeah, we'll see. Yeah. Work's going well. I feel like slowly starting to get a better understanding of what's going on. Um, I feel like some of the challenges with systems still aren't perfect, but again, just gotta figure it out a little bit at a time. Especially as you know, as like, okay, what role do I need to fill here as the post war guy that isn't already being filled, or like what am I getting paid to do? Yeah, I mean, yeah, and I think it helps as well because I'm not initiating a bunch of transactions. I'm at least as of right now haven't been like a primary point of contact because there were already some people in the department who were managing that side of things. So it's more just all right. I'm going to take a little bit more and a little bit more that you were picking up off of everybody's plates, um, and learn it little by little and just do what I can. Yeah, and yeah, and I think some of that like idea as well as oh wait, oh I have like 6 months where I got to like start doing stuff, and no, that's not a thing anymore. So yeah, yeah, that's that's cool. Oh, okay. So maybe he could have seen the field. I mean, I still feel like you even don't see you really see third string ever play in college. It feels like unless it's hey, the first string is injured, the second string has been playing most of the game. As much as you want to see brother son play at some point in the game in college. That's as a freshman, that's pretty good. Yeah, I am very happy with my after work going lift. So more power to them. Yep, yep. Hmm. Nice, nice, good productive days. Yeah, like riding a bike. Hell, hey, I still have 4 years of eligibility. I can head out. Yep. I don't know. Wisconsin might need a little bit of help, so I might head there first. Yeah, and next year. Next year is here in Madison. Yeah, I mean, or not the exact week, but it will happen in. It'll be within that like those that first 3 week kind of yes, and some especially since it's a non-rivalry non-conference game. Yeah, I I'm gonna be a full-on heel. I'm gonna antagonize people a little bit. I'm gonna be I'll buy a flag beforehand and talk a lot of trash, and hopefully it'll go through okay. Okay. Yeah, we can start looking at that. Okay. Yeah, no. That's no, that's definitely one where it's like, hey, I think definitely after, for some it'll be okay after the Steelers, be there through the Steelers pick, but if you're not taking Nathan, I am. So, yep. Oh, it absolutely will be insane. I can speak from experience. It is insane, but it is a great time. And and sometimes you can almost start a fight between a guy in University of Miami gear and a Vikings fan accidentally. Cool. Are you doing well otherwise, or outside of the obvious? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Yeah, definitely, for sure. Absolutely. Never gonna hang up. Unless it's like a, hey, I'm biking back. That would be like the only time where it's like, hey, give me 5 minutes, give me a little bit, and I'll call you back as soon as I can. For sure. All right. Love you too, Mom. Bye. I will. All right. Well, phone call with my mom was not in the bingo card. In other news, Lions have been driving. They're down to Ravens red zone here. Jameer Gibbs with a nice pickup there on 2nd and 9. He's going to pick up 8, so that'll make it 3rd down and 1. So yeah, I missed about half of the second quarter. Again, not really on the bingo card, but this has been a long, long Lions drive. Started from inside their own 5, and they've just been going to work here. I'm just pushing away. Obviously, I don't think we had anybody in chat that would have that was kind of there for that. But that'll. Hey, things happen. I'm not going to hang up on my mom even while streaming. Didn't know there's video proof of that, even if it's just to me. 3rd and 1 here. Play clock winding down. They do get the snap off. QB sneak. Jared Goff going to do enough there to pick up the 1st down and down to the 9, which is where it will be 1st and goal for the Detroit Lions. 16 plays, 90 yards has been this drive for the Lions. Just long, plodding, methodical, have just gone to work. I was trying to signal every once in a while when there was a 1st down. But Goff now working out of the gun, running back lined up to his left. Again, 1st and goal. Going to be looking over the middle. Fires. Jameer Gibbs down to, I think, they're going to mark him down just inside the 1. So it's going to be a pickup of about 8.5 there before he stood up at the goal line. I believe Malachi Starks. Yeah, it's going to be at the 1 where Malachi Starks, and that's not Kyle Van Noy. Kyle Van Noy is injured. Number 50 for the Baltimore Ravens. In there, or number 40, apologies, that's Teddy Buchanan, the rookie, in there on the stop. And it was a big hit late on Gibbs. 2nd goal now from inside the 1, what will be the 18th play of this long, long drive here. Ravens in goal line defense, up the middle, David Montgomery, it's close. And they're going to mark him short again. No, now they're signaling touchdown. We have a touchdown signaled. And they're going to call it a touchdown on the field. David Montgomery into the end zone. It's called a touchdown on the field. And I do think he got there. Yeah, he did get there. They're using the telestrator there. And it is a Detroit touchdown. Good call from the referee in a bulk of bodies. And yeah, David Montgomery certainly into the end zone. So Detroit going to take a 13-7 lead pending the extra point. Some great blocking there from the Detroit O-lines as well as St. Brown to open up a hole there. Believe they're just confirming here, but 98 yards for that Lions drive. And they do confirm it, so play clock going to be bumped back up. And a 18-play drive from this Lions offense. Just absolutely going to work. So with 5:55 left to go in the half, going to be lined up for the PAT. Jake Bates. And it's right down the middle and good. But yeah, 10 minutes and 48 seconds. So, yeah, there were some big 3rd down throws there. It's David Montgomery this time. As Sonic and Knuckles both on the board. And that will now actually let me go and get a water. So I'll be right back. made pizza before the game, so I grabbed another slice. Woo! I'll make pizza slaps. Sadly, I didn't make the crust, but I did find a really nice sauce recipe. But once again, in commercial here. I gotta apologize if you did jump in or out at some point. I was just kind of sitting here, doing a little bit doing some talking with my mom. But hey, that happens. Pizza. I forgot how good pizza is. Especially when it doesn't feel like shit. Oh, Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery breaking the record of most games on a rushing touchdown by running back teammates. Wow. So big milestone for Gibbs and Montgomery. And this kicked away here with 5:55 left to go in half, and Baltimore going to take over. Going to be fielded up the 10, 15, 20, going up the middle, 25, 30. Shuts the tackle, 35, 40, 45, almost to the 50 before he's taken down by the kicker. Great return there, and great tackle as well from Jake Bates to save the touchdown. And so Baltimore going to get to work here with a short field situation. Again, great return here. The Detroit O-line getting oxygen. Detroit's longest drive since almost 11-minute drive. With Jackson working out of the pistol. Hands it off to Henry up the middle. Going to barrel forward. Pick up about 4 yards there. And into Detroit territory they go. He's down to about the 47-yard line. They'll make it 2nd down and 6. And, I think, something as well that I didn't mention in commentary was there was 3rd and 7 from, I think, their own 7 for Detroit on that drive. And, really just stuck with it really nicely. And again, just kept plugging away. 2nd and 6 now. Jackson in the gun, 3 wide receivers to the far side. Hill set in motion to the far side, takes a snap, takes the screen, going to run to his right, and Jackson only going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Tackle made by Barnes as a nice stop to keep the elusive quarterback to no gain. Just taking a look at the Jake Bates tackle in great form. Great work there from Jake Bates. Very good tackle there from Jake Bates on Ali, the Ravens returner. But 3rd down and 6 now. Jackson working out of the gun. Having a check at the line. So again, 3rd down and 6. Lions bringing pressure. Jackson escaping to his left. Rolling. Fires. Complete. Rashad Bateman able to pick up the 1st down. Down inside, I believe, down to almost the 37. As Jackson, very nice throw on the run against a big Lions blitz. And that's going to be enough for a 1st down. That's down to, I think it'll be just shy of the 35, down to the 36. And very beautifully placed. Nice catch as well from Bateman over along the sideline. Lamar Jackson, 4 of 5 for 44 yards and 13 yards rushing in tonight's affair. 3:50 left to go in the half. Jackson takes a snap, drops back, stepping up in the pocket, looking, firing deep down the left-hand side, complete down inside the 5, down to the 4. And it's going to be 1st and goal here. Big play for the Baltimore Ravens. And it's Montez Walker. Sorry, Devontae Walker. Picking up a big completion there. Just one-on-one, just a bit of a speed out, not a super complex route. But again, good protection against a five-man Lions rush. Jackson able to step up and fire. Derrick Henry up the middle, going to get down to the 1. And so that's going to make it 1st and goal again. So under 3 minutes to go now, and I imagine we're going to see a hefty helping of Derrick Henry here at the goal line. Devontae Walker so far this season, 3 catches, 60 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I formation for the Ravens. Jackson out the middle to Henry. I think he might be just short again. So this time I think it's just inside the 1. As Jackson again looking frustrated, looking at his sideline. Again, I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Is we will go ahead and let the clock roll down to the 2-minute warning. So 3rd and goal from inside the 1. Once we come out of the 2-minute warning. Quick reminder as well, the Ravens will get the ball to start the second half. But it's been a good one, so it's been a good game. Obviously not a whole ton of turnovers, but, good chunk of good plays, good chunk of big plays, some efficient offense. A lot of just going to work here. It's been pretty impressive. Been good to watch some good football. Water. Water. Yeah, always a nice time to be able to chill out for 4 hours and just, talk about football. It's always a fun time. I mean, at least take a look ahead to next week. Obviously, we've got Steelers-Vikings Sunday morning. We will see if I have to make the coffee Irish to make that game manageable. Hopefully not. And I don't know if I'll want to be drunk that early on a Sunday morning, or be drink. If I don't know if I want to be drinking that early on a Sunday morning. But, we'll see. Look at the iPhone 17 ads. Gotta say, not super interested in the 17. Ugh. Pizza is good. Also, are you feeling? I mean, got to hear a little bit about my life today. Just kind of, taking a look at, having a look at what's been going down. And I feel like not too much else to say. We are out of the 2-minute break though. And so I think they are gonna place this at the 1. So they're gonna say fully no gain here. So Ravens 3rd and goal here. Again, working from a short field after the big kick return. And, of course, still a lot of time left to go. Derrick Henry, 7 carries for 41 yards and that long touchdown early in the game. Ravens hurrying up to the line. Jumbo package toss to Derrick Henry. Running to the right. He's going to get stood up again? They're not going to get it. Cunningham in on the stop. Taking a look also at Muhammad. But they're not able to get it done. So will they keep it out there here on 4th down? And, they're going to bring out the field goal unit. No. Okay, no, they're going to keep the offense out on the field. They're 4th and goal from the 2. Jackson in the gun. Fakes the handoff to Henry. Rolling, looking, firing. He's going to fumble. Lamar Jackson fumbles, and he's going to get knocked all the way back to the 20 on an RPO. And Detroit going to take over with 1:22 left to go here in the first. I think it was they're giving us a look at Campbell, they're looking at Campbell, who was the one able to contain Lamar Jackson, not let him throw. I ended up knocking that ball free, and a big hold from this Lions defense. And that could be a big momentum switch here. Wow. So definitely a very big potential moment. As now, will the Lions have an opportunity to go put some more points on the board, potentially go up to a 2-possession lead before we head into the halftime break? Don't know. But once again, going to commercial. Not too much time left here in the first, or in the first half. But yeah. Well, that's a cool self-ad. Yeah, I've had some. Is there actually rain coming for me, or have I had this ticker just on my screen the entire game? It looks like it's just about going to miss. Dang. Just not able to get in. Great yeah. I mean, great execution from the Lions defense. And Jackson just nowhere to go. And again, we're highlighting this Bates touchdown-saving tackle on Ali. And so Detroit now with an opportunity to take back over. Again, all 3 timeouts. I still got to figure out how to get that going. But working from the 20 now is the Lions. Goff takes a snap. Looking, going to have to escape to his left. Firing, incomplete. In the area of Jahmyr Gibbs. Bunch of, flag after the play. Or flag late, I should say. And I believe, and it's going to be on the Ravens. It's going to be on Marlon Humphrey for illegal contact. So it will be a fresh set of downs. And so Detroit, despite that incompletion, still able to pick up 5 yards here. So we're taking a look at the replay. I don't know where there was the illegal contact there. But it's going to be first and 10 Detroit now from the 25. 1:18 left to go in the half. Goff takes a snap, 4-man rush. Goff stepping up in the pocket, escaping to his left. Looking, gonna throw it away. And instead of bring up 2nd and 10, 1 minute and 12 seconds left to go now in the half. Ugh. I think Montgomery's been largely the better running back today. The guards as well, which I'll definitely have to remember these Detroit guards' names. It was Rutledge and I forget the other one. I gotta remember their names. Forgets their names immediately. But once again, 2nd and 10 now. Goff in the gun. Gibbs lined up to his left. 3 wide receivers to the far side. That is Goff's right. Goff takes a snap. 5-man rush. Pressure immediately in Goff's face, and he has to throw it away. Jahmyr Gibbs was in the area. It'll be returned. It's going to be incomplete here. It's going to be 3rd and 10. Goff got absolutely rocked. Yeah, that was absolutely an incomplete pass, without any question. And Goff got lit up by a free Adafe Owe. And I believe they brought Roquan Smith off the other side. And yeah, just miscommunication there. And so 3rd and 10 now. And now could it be the Ravens defense that holds strong after some miscues from their offense? 3rd and 10. Ravens once again showing pressure. They'll drop out into a 4-man rush. Going to be a quick screen, and going to be Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's going to be met in the backfield. He's going to get marked for about a 1-yard loss. Nate Wiggins was first on the scene. Marlon Humphrey in there as well. And that's a quick 4th and 10, and Baltimore going to use their first timeout with 1:05 left to go in this half to buy themselves a little bit of time to let their offense potentially go back to work. Is that peaking? I guess the mic does peak a little bit there, huh? All right, we'll turn it down a little bit. There we go. The Jack Fox out to punt once again to LeJontay Wester. And the punt there's a bit of pressure on him, but it is away cleanly. But it's going to be short fielded at the 30, up to the 35 to the 40. Flag is down. Going to be tackled, though, at the Baltimore 41 with 56 seconds left to go. And he's going to be holding on the Lions. And so it's going to be 10 yards to the end of the run. And that's going to push Baltimore up into Detroit territory and makes their job just that little bit easier. With 56 left to go in the half. And we're going to once again head to a commercial break. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, was that a remix? That sounded like a little bit of a remix. I don't know. Stuff happens, I guess. It's pretty good at times. But, I don't know. I guess I can check fantasy as well, since we have an opportunity. I have a feeling it is not going particularly well. Okay, well, I'm set to almost certainly win this one unless Derrick Henry puts up an additional 50 points in the second half. Unless Derrick Henry puts up an additional 50 points in the second half, it would also take away from the Detroit Lions and the points that they have right now. I don't know why my accent is switching to Australian all of a sudden, but it's what we did. And in my other league, I do have Amon-Ra St. Brown for if Jared Goff throws anything his way, but it's only two receptions for 5 yards. And luckily, Zay Flowers has done absolutely nothing. Not sure why I'm talking like that. It sounded fun in my head. Oh, man. Oh, boy, another... actually, I think it's just a winter horror movie, I guess. But, yeah, I mean... Yeah, Ravens going to have another opportunity here. Did they just show Ben Skoranek in an NFL highlights thing? Sure, Rocket Mortgage. I guess Ben Skoranek is marketable. Oh, and yeah, I think it was that holding call bit of a free rusher getting in with an opportunity to block that punt. So 1st and 10 now from the Detroit 49. So another short field situation for the Ravens, but time not on their side here Zay Flowers being brought in motion. Jackson takes a snap, 5-man rush for Detroit. Jackson having to step up in the pocket, and he'll take off running up over the 45, down to the 40, picks up a first down before he's run out of bounds, down at the 35-yard line, where he's forced out of bounds by Reed. And Jackson with a nice pickup there. As being able to read the man coverage and able to find that hole and escaping. So 1st and 10 now, once again, 48 seconds left to go as that gets Lamar Jackson up to 25 rushing yards so far today. Only thrown the ball 6 times, 5 completions for 78 yards. Drops back this time. Going to pump, going to step up in the pocket once again. Going to be dancing around the pocket, escaping to his right. Throwing complete. That is to Justice Hill, who manages to get out of bounds. A lot of time comes off the clock, though, down to 38 seconds, and only for a pickup of about 4 yards. Lamar Jackson doing a nice job to extend the play. It's going to make it 2nd down and 6. The Lions continuing to get pressure here on the Baltimore quarterback. So 2nd and 6. Bunch of trips to the far side. Jackson in the gun. Running back is Hill lined up to his left. Takes a snap. 4-man rush for the Lions. Jackson looking left. Pumping. Firing. Going to be complete. It's DeAndre Hopkins getting on the end of it. That's all the way down to inside the 20 to the 19. As a very nice throw there from Lamar Jackson. Great work from Hopkins as well. Great presence as well to get the toes down. Great placement. And yeah, certainly a catch. And Hopkins picks up 13 yards. 1st and 10, 32 seconds left to play. And the Ravens have done a great job managing this clock here. Down into the red zone now. With 32 seconds still left on the clock. Remember, they started with 58. Jackson out of the gun. 3 wide receivers spread out to the near side. Jackson looking left, pumping, firing towards the end zone. Going to be over the head of Hopkins. And there's going to be a flag thrown here. And we're going to have pass interference called on Terry and Arnold. So we're taking a look here. And it's a grab from Terry and Arnold. But Terry and Arnold wanted a hands to the face here. And I think he's got an argument. But Arnold will get flagged for a pass interference here. It'll be 1st and goal now down to the 1. 27 seconds left. What's going on here? They got to get the play call quick. Play clock is winding down. Jackson going to go under center. It's actually going to be from the 3. Fakes the handoff. Jackson stepping out of the pocket. Looks to his left. Fires. Touchdown. Rashad Bateman. As the Ravens not able to get it in on that first short field situation, but able to march down the field, and with 24 seconds left, have an opportunity to tie this football game. Jackson to Bateman. And now it's 1-point game with an extra point coming just before half. Four plays, 49 yards, of course, assisted by that pass interference penalty. Yeah, just a little bit of a zig route. And Bateman just able to find a nice open, able to get that defense moving. Good block as well from Henry on a Hutchinson coming off the edge. Taylor Loop lined up for the extra point. Kick is up, and the kick is good. And we once again have a tie game here in Baltimore just before halftime. So we got about opposite kind of aspects to a drive here. taking a look at Jason Kelsey, who I'm not happy with, putting on a Ravens marching band uniform. But again, 24 seconds left to go, and we're lined up to kick it back away for what I imagine will be the last proper play of this half, and as the ball gets blown over. I mean, Lions with 3 timeouts if you get a good return. I don't imagine they'll be used. Kick is away. And will be fielded and returned 5, 10, 15. Coming back to the near side, 20-25, going to be knocked down. And only going to make it about as far as the 33 is Raymond. On the marks. Lamar, no interceptions on Monday night. And both quarterbacks surprisingly equal, both with 123 passing yards so far tonight. And so matching each other there, 1 touchdown for Lamar Jackson is the difference in the 2 stats. Jared Goff, I think, has also thrown a lot more passes. Lions actually looking to go aggressive here. So they'll go for it with 18 seconds left. Working from their own 33, Goff takes a snap, looking, stepping in the pocket, firing. It's going to be short. And to Khalif Raymond. It's going to take 5 seconds off the clock, and they're only going to pick up about 3 or 4 yards there. And that'll bring up second down. Timeout, Detroit. So Dan Campbell going to continue to be aggressive. It's been a good game so far. So definitely been good to watch. Seen moments of shining in really all 3 facets, with the exception really of the Lions special teams has been the only unit that really hasn't had a moment to shine so far. And of course, there's another 30 minutes of football incoming. Goff out of the gun, running back lined up to his right, 3 wide receivers to the near side. Goff check at the line again. 13 seconds left. Pick up a 4 on first down. Ravens showing blitz. They won't bring it. They'll drop into coverage. It's going to be a quick completion to Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's going to get swarmed after a pickup of 3 yards, as they only make it as far as the 40-yard line. And so with 7 seconds left to go, Detroit going to burn their second timeout. Tampa and Smith in there on the tackle. It's going to be a pickup of only 3 yards there and make it 3rd down and 3. Where's my phone? Oh, there we go. Gotta be ready for stats. I'm the stat man. That's how you know it's getting late in the day. Humphrey is a little bit banged up on the sideline here. So Marlon Humphrey out of the game. Ball on their own 40. 7 seconds left. So will we see it? We could see a quick pass and a very long field goal attempt. Timeout Baltimore. As Ravens wanting to regroup here defensively, as maybe a little bit unsure as to exactly what outlook they're going to take a look at, as we take a look quickly as well at Jake Bates on the sideline. But again, going to have to really wait and see as to exactly what's going to be going down. Still, a lot could happen, as I'm just making sure, we're all set here. So that's good. But, yeah. Second 14, Lions trying to get a final score before the break. Not sure what Jake Bates' potential max range is. Obviously, we did see a 70-yard field goal from Cam Little. You got to pick up at least 7 yards to even have that be attempted here tonight. And there is a little bit of wind going on. 3 wide receivers on the far side. Goff takes snap, 3-man rush for Baltimore. Goff fires complete. He's got to get down, and he will. Amon-Ra St. Brown up over midfield, but only as far as the 49. And with 2 seconds left to go, Detroit does have an opportunity to put points up on the board. So just I was saying, Detroit special teams hasn't really had a chance to shine yet. Jake Bates does have an opportunity here for what will be a very... No! Or will it? No, it will be the field goal team. It looked like a punt for a quick second. It won't even be a career long for Jake Bates. It will be 57, so 1 yard short. And the Ravens going to burn their last time out trying to ice them. Apologies, it will be so it's a 67-yard attempt. Taking a look at Bates trying from 60 yards during warm-ups, which he did knock through. So Bates definitely with the range with 2 seconds left to go. But it's going to be a long one. Yeah, they're saying 67 yards on the broadcast. And the Ravens going to put a man back to potentially try and return. It's going to be placed pretty well. It's going to be almost in the dead center of the field. 67 yards. An attempt at the NFL record from Jake Bates. Snap, hold, kick. It is just wide. So Bates not able to put it through. Valiant effort from the Detroit kicker, but ultimately not able to get on the board. And so we'll go into halftime. Tied up at 14 points. As yeah, that kick just about kept heading left. Certainly had the distance, but ultimately not able to go through. And that will take us into halftime. And let me chill again. But, again, both sides looking good. Looking good to start here. Yeah, Lions with a lot of possession in that first half, but... But, again, going into the half, tied up at 14 points apiece. But yeah, again, in halftime, which I don't know what to do for the next 15 minutes, but hey, got some time we gotta chill out for. So yeah. So I don't know what to do at halftimes. We'll talk stats in just a moment, but yeah, definitely need a quick second to be able to decompress a little bit, to just not say a thing. Talk about stats kind of as they come up here on the official broadcast, but seems pretty even. And I feel like the surprise is that Detroit managed possession as well as they did, especially with the Baltimore running game. It's like, it's frustrating as well because this is how I want to see the Pittsburgh Steelers play. So yeah, Ravens have definitely looked have looked explosive at times. Seeing a couple of nice completions kind of deeper down the field down the field by Jackson. Obviously getting stonewalled at the one. Definitely not a big one. Definitely not something you'd want to see as a Baltimore fan, but Jared Goff, 14 to 17 for 135 yards. Lamar Jackson, 8 to 9 for 98 and a touchdown. An additional 25 yards on the ground. But continuing to go to work here. And, definitely a lot of work. A lot of work going on. And, I don't, again, I'm very much in a spot where we're just chilling out at this point. So, and we're gonna enjoy that. I do want to take a look very quickly at some of the rushing stats. Obviously mentioned Lamar Jackson with 25 on the ground. Taking a look at some of the other stats. Lions, 21 carries, 57 yards, 2 touchdowns. Ravens, 11 carries, 66 yards, and a touchdown, with that 28 from Derrick Henry being the headliner. So Ravens offense has been better on the ground, but it's been a bit of a sneaky air attack for the Lions, being able to maybe dink and dunk a little bit more. 7.9 yards the average average per completion for Jared Goff, 10.9 for Lamar Jackson. But about 10 minutes before we get back underway with what will be the second half. I don't think I'm in subscriber. Let's see. I don't want to check some of my settings. As good Charlotte performing during halftime. So definitely seems to be an interesting show there. Let's see, stream settings. Hey, Chris Berman. I don't have subscribers only chat on, right? I think chat's on for everybody. Basic moderation. Comments on. Yeah, I don't remember. I think we're good. I don't think that any of that stuff is anyone. So we're good there. Cool. But yeah, again, taking a look at some of the highlights. Obviously, that big field goal block by Jordan Davis, who then ran it back the whole way, just to secure the win at that point. Jets and Bucks with a block. We saw the creamsicle jerseys come out. Baker Mayfield is just one of the most... don't get me wrong, I'm glad Baker Mayfield got cut by the Browns, but that was maybe their biggest mistake. As Baker Mayfield, absolutely clutch. So, Niners win. Chargers win. I went 13-2 in pick'ems this week. It's a good week, so we'll see if I can... I either get bumped up to 14-2 in pick'ems or the Ravens lose. Either way, we're happy. Colts up to 3-0 is, I think, one of the biggest surprises so far this season. Obviously, Brown's the big blocked field goal to win the game there. Whole bunch of big moments going on. Obviously, Bengals got smoked. Penix and the Falcons got absolutely cooked. So, let's see. What are some other ones? Yeah, Seahawks smoked the Saints. I think, that level of performance is a bit of a surprise. Bears kind of clobbered the Cowboys in Chicago. Caleb Williams started, I think definitely, at least from the sideline, looking better. Washington's still doing a nice job. Is that cross game merit? That's not cross game merit, is it? Huh. Steelers Patriots, which definitely was. Steelers Patriots is one of those games where your team wins, but you're still disappointed, and you don't know how to feel. It's frustrating watching the Steelers sometimes, man. I don't understand it. It's odd. It's just odd. Like I don't know how to treat it sometimes. It's weird. It's hard to gauge. Baltimore will get the ball coming back, and that's going to be in about 5 minutes. So we're going to be chilling out here for a little bit longer. And yeah, then of course we will be eventually making our way back. And yeah, I mean, again, I really don't know. Again, I feel like during halftime, it's just chill out, hang out, see what happens here. Trying to listen to a game plan thing. I don't know. Of course, more ads going on. Yeah, still a lot to go. 4 minutes now until we kick off the second half. Yeah. All right. We're just going to chill out now. Ugh. Do I need more water? I always feel like I need more water the more I do this. Actually, I don't know. I think it'd be interesting to see as well what goes on here. Let's do this. NFL Ravens. Yeah, we'll just set it to that. Screw it. Screw it. Yeah, I don't know what we're doing. I don't know. Alright, I'm gonna step away, grab a quick drink. Also, do I need to grab a phone charger? I don't think I need to grab a phone charger. Who is, I guess on a kind of unrelated note, what is currently the Detroit rushing leader in terms of stats? Is it Monty or is it Gibbs? It's Montgomery, 7 for 31. So he's been much more. Montgomery's been much more of the efficient runner, which is definitely an interesting thing to see. But yeah, don't know what the game plan is there, but who knows? Of course, both Jared Goff and Lamar Jackson looking to improve their already very good records in primetime starts. Of course, Jared Goff was more with his team. Lamar Jackson, of course, 24-2 against the NFC. But yeah, before the second half, I'm going to go grab some more water. So, excuse me for a moment. are coming back, just about getting ready to kick back underway for this second half. Start of the third quarter, so we'll go ahead and update our score bug now. Third quarter. Well, I guess something that I didn't check was Ravens only running 22 plays, but still holding a tie game. I think it just shows, I think it's, a credit to how long that Lions drive to open up the second half was. But also that special teams return, obviously causing short field. Same thing with that defensive stop after getting stood up. But the kick from Bates is away, going to be fielded at the 1 in return, to the 5, to the 10, to the 15, to the 20. Cuts it up the middle, and Rasheen Ali, this time, only going to get up to about the 27-yard line before he's taken down. But Baltimore taking back over, 1st and 10. Jackson out of the gun. Andrews going in motion to the far side. Jackson communicating something at the line. Takes a snap here. Fakes the handoff. Dropping back, looking left. Going to dump it off to Henry, who has his first reception of the game. He's going to get up over the 30. Going to dive forward and get up beyond the 33 to just about the 34. So going to pick up, we'll call it 7 yards there we'll call it 6, I think, is where they'll spot it. So to make it 2nd down and 4, they'll call it 2nd down and 3 on the broadcast, but I think it's a long 3. Good chip from Cole. Actually, just great blocking straight up, generally, from Charlie Kolar on Aiden Hutchinson. So 2nd and 3, as Hutchinson continues to work on the double team. I formation here for Baltimore. Check at the line. Hand off to Derrick Henry, running right. Gonna try and go forward. Only gonna pick up about 2.5. So Lions doing a nice job at containing Henry. And that will make it 3rd down now. So 3rd and about half a yard. So Lamar Jackson, with that last completion to Derrick Henry, gets up over 100 yards passing on the night. 9 of 10 for 105. 1 touchdown, and again, 3 carries for 25 yards. Jackson, under center here, going to be an offset eye. Going to send the fullback in motion, and I think we got a neutral zone infraction here on the Lions. So I think getting them with, potentially with the hard count, changing up the cadence a little, and there will be a neutral zone infraction. So that will result in a Detroit Lions 1st down. The penalty, I think, on number 51 there. Who is... Actually, I think it was 91. I think it was Tyreek Williams, the rookie. Actually, no, it was either, I believe it was Roy Lopez getting flagged for the NZI. And so 1st and 10, once again, for the Ravens, now working from their own 42. Jackson, under center, fakes the handoff to Henry. Going to be throwing deep down over the middle. Almost intercepted. In and out of the hands of Brian Branch, as Lamar Jackson comes very close to throwing his first interception on Monday Night Football. And how does he not come away with this? Looking for Mark Andrews. Actually, no, sorry, that was not for Mark Andrews. That was Charlie Kolar. I think it was just good read from Brian Branch to jump the route. Kirby Joseph also there in coverage. And Brian Branch just not able to come away with it. It'll make it 2nd down and 10. Jackson now working out of the gun. Potential blitz coming from a linebacker. And it'll be a sim pressure. Going to be a quick throw to the left. This time it will be for Andrews. Only going to pick up of about 4.5, though. Tackle made by Campbell. So that'll bring up a 3rd down and 6 situation here for the Ravens. We'll switch out earbuds. There we go. So still a lot to go. They're saying... Oh, okay. We have seen that from Lamar. Okay. So 3rd and 6, empty set here for Baltimore. Motion of running back to Lamar's left. checking out the line. 3rd and 6, working from their own 45. Jackson takes a snap, looking, firing, over the middle, complete. Zay Flowers, who I think will pick up the first down. They'll give him the first down on forward progress before he's tackled by Robertson, but Zay Flowers finally on the board for this Baltimore offense. And it's in a big moment on just a quick slant route and able to beat Robertson, pick up that first down, and goes to work on man coverage. Apologies, it was Branch in there who should get credited for the tackle. And Zay Flowers picks up 6 into Detroit territory. Taking a look at Tom Monken in the coaching booth. I formation here for the Ravens. Hand off to Henry going up the middle. Gonna fall forward, pick up maybe 4 yards there. Oh, and that's not good. Looks like Tyler Linderbaum in some discomfort. He does seem to be up okay and back in the huddle. But I think certainly something concerning there for the Ravens offensive lineman. 2nd down and 6. Clock rolls under 11:30 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Henry remains in the game as the single back. Jackson under center. Takes a snap. Fakes the handoff. Looking. Firing. Over the middle. Complete. Charlie Kolar down to the 30. Stays on his feet. Dives forward and is able to pick up an extra 4 yards just on a quick little hitch route. Good find by Jackson, who just continues to go to work here. And this time it's not until he gets to Kirby Joseph that the tackle is made. As, I think just a good job selling the run there. Campbell comes downfield thinking Henry's getting the football, and Kohler able to just find a nice little hitch, able to get it stopped and pick up the first down. Quick stoppage now. So we got replay assistance, so they're going to move it back a few yards, I think. So they're going to say that he was down. So the dive only going to pick that last dive will only pick Charlie Kolar up. 1 additional yard there. So once again, that's where it will be 1st and 10. So it'll be Hill in the game now. Remains a 2 tight end look for the Baltimore Ravens. Flowers going in motion to the far side. Jackson. Detroit showing pressure at the line of scrimmage. They'll bring it. Fakes the handoff. Jackson looking deep down the right-hand side, looking for Mark Andrews with a defender draped all over him. Still makes the catch. Brian Branch on top of him, but Mark Andrews still comes away with it. Great catch as well. And that'll make it 1st and goal for the Baltimore Ravens. Yeah, Andrews just able to beat Branch off the line. Again, just that run, selling that run is so dangerous. And that's great focus from Andrews. Branch getting a hand in there as well. And just not able to do anything there. And Andrews just makes the play. So I form now for the Ravens. Jackson takes snap toss to Derrick Henry. He's going to look to throw. He's going to pump. Fires towards the end zone. And it ends up almost being picked again. I believe that's DJ Reed, who almost came away with it. Lucky that's not broken up. It's number 16 for Baltimore who had to turn to it's Tylan Wallace who had to turn into a defender there. So just, again, not able to go. And so, again, 2 near picks here. It's going to be 2nd goal now from the 10. Jackson in the gun. Trips bunch to the far side. Andrews going to come in motion, but still stays trips bunch. Jackson looking, pumping, trying to scramble to his right. Pumps. Going to get sacked. It's going to be a loss of about 5 yards there. It's Muhammad on the sack. It's Al-Qadim Muhammad. And that's the 2nd sack so far for this Detroit defense. And again, we've seen a lot of these sim pressure looks from the Lions where they'll show maybe 5 at the line, drop the guys on the kind of weak side out, bring 4 guys on one side of the ball, and just do a nice job of getting a little bit of pressure in Lamar Jackson, on Lamar Jackson. So third and goal here. Now working from the 14 is where they'll spot it. Jackson takes a snap, looking, firing to the right-hand side. Touchdown! Mark Andrews with another great catch. And that's another Baltimore touchdown. And Mark Andrews tonight is very back. And Zaloni on coverage. But just a great place pass by Jackson and good work from Andrews, able to come away with it. This game makes me even more pissed at the Steelers. $11 plays, 73 yards, 6 minutes, 9 seconds. PAT attempt coming. And it's good. This game just frustrates me more and more. Ugh. Why is Southwest doing a science CA? That's like their whole thing. What are you doing? Southwest, that's your whole thing. Ugh. But 21-14, Baltimore coming out of commercial here. Kick is away. Going to be skipped, and actually it's not going to land in the target zone here. Goff under center. Second and 10, though, after the incompletion from Goff. Sorry, I'm just complaining about how the Steelers misuse their players. Goff out of the gun. Takes a snap. Handoff to Gibbs, running left, kind of cut over the upfield, up over the 40, stays on his feet up over the 45, and gets to the 47. Comes up a little bit limpy there, but picks up but it's Awuzie on the tackle. Big hit as well. Third and 3. Goff, running back either side, takes a snap, surveying, firing over the middle, complete. Laporta into Ravens territory for a first down. He'll make it down to the 46, where he picks it up. And it's good coverage. It's, again, tight coverage, but it's just good throws from the quarterback and the tight end. In order to be able to get it complete, it's going to be super high for the Lions. They'll motion out into a bit heavier personnel. Puts the receiver in motion. Handoff, up the middle. Gibbs, up over the 40, stays on his feet. Going to pick up a first down here. And so Jahmyr Gibbs starting to roll. Second and 1. Goff. Running back lined up to his right is Gibbs. Receiver coming in motion in the near side. Working from inside the 37. Handoff up the middle. Gibbs going to do enough there. And that will be for a first down. So it's Jenkins on the tackle there. Again, I feel like, just kind of slowing down. It's definitely frustrating when it's just like, some of it as well is, I know this is going to be for nobody, so this is just for my benefit, and I can just talk to myself and, hold on to a little bit of sanity. That's nice. Lions get set up in the I form, will motion out of it. Goff, toss, Montgomery, going to throw it back to Goff, who's going to throw it deep. It's going to be complete. Down inside the 20, Amon-Ra St. Brown with a nice pickup on a little bit of Lions trickery. And so that'll be for over 15. And yep, that was legal. That was all good. It looked briefly like it might have been an illegal forward pass before Goff throwing to Amon-Ra St. Brown. But good execution there between Montgomery and Goff to get that flea flicker to work. Humphrey is the guy who's able to make the stop. But now from the 18, Goff in the gun, running back lined up to his right. Amon-Ra in motion. Goff takes snap, looking, firing, deep down the right-hand side towards the end zone. He's got it. Touchdown Lions. We're 1 point away from a tie game. It's Amon-Ra St. Brown getting on the end of it this time. And again, nice coverage, but it's just, just Humphrey unable to make the play. It's Amon-Ra St. Brown from 18 yards. And Detroit potentially about to tie this game up. Yeah, just nice double move. It just freezes Humphrey. Gets that little bit of extra separation. Humphrey unable to recover. And Amon-Ra St. Brown into the end zone for the Lions score. He's able to take advantage of what looked to be a cover 1. And just great work there. 7 plays, 60 yards. And it's a bit of a flip-flop from what was in the first half. We saw a Ravens longer, more plotting drive, and the Lions just striking right back to score. PAT is up. PAT is good. And we're once again tied up here at 21 apiece with 5:13 left to go here in the third. But once again, back to commercial here in the third quarter. More hydration. Damn it, Chick-fil-A, stop making me hungry. It's not the time, Chick-fil-A. Oh, right, I told my mom I'd look at plates. Philadelphia. City in Pennsylvania. Flights. Show flights. So let's say like that. Oh, Jesus, 410? Fucking hell. Yeah, 479, Jesus. There's overnight no care, but what the hell? What is going on? Okay. Let's try again. 27. So I feel like I gotta do it at some point during the week. I don't know. So we're taking a look at Amon-Ra St. Brown visiting, I believe, Leverkusen, which is cool. But, yeah, I mean, coming out of commercial here, tied up at 21. Been a very good game so far, as apologies. Hey, we get distracted every once in a while. But, yeah, we chill out. Actually going to plug my phone in so that way it doesn't die at some point. But the kick from Jake Bates is away. And going to go out of bounds here. So we've seen another bad kick. One from Jake Loop, one from Loop, the other from Bates. So we got another drive that's going to be starting up at the 40-yard line. So another opportunity for the Ravens to now potentially retake the lead. So 5:13 left to go in the third. Lamar in the gun. Andrews in motion to the far side. Takes a snap. Going to be a quick screen out to the left. Going to be for Flowers. Going to be up over the 45. Going to tackle at just beyond the 46. So that'll make it 2nd down and 4 there. As we cross under 5 minutes left to go. 4:57, 4:56, 4:55. Andrew, taking a look at Andrews here, who had a bunch of nice catches on that most recent touchdown drive for the Baltimore Ravens. He'll get subbed out here for 2nd down and 3. Jackson under center. They're going to motion into the I formation. Jackson hands it off, fakes the handoff, pumps, gonna be wrapped up, and he's not going to get away. He's going to get sacked back at the 40. It's Al-Qadin Muhammad again picking up the sack. And I believe that's definitely the 2nd sack for Muhammad today. It might be the 3rd. And yeah, Muhammad just gets free after the chip from the tight end. And Lamar, nowhere to go, tries to shuffle it the last second. But not able to do anything there. Across under 4 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. Back to 3rd and 10 now. As the 3rd Lions sack today, Lions showing pressure. They're going to bring 5. Jackson stepping in the pocket, escaping to his right, dumps it off. Going to miss Rashad Bateman on a drag route. Kirby Joseph in coverage. And so the kickoff out of bounds, not going to matter here. And so punt incoming for the Ravens. So big stand here by Detroit, forcing this 3 and out here. So 3:47 left here in the third. Jordan Stout back out to punt it away. And he's ready. Lions showing a big bull rush to potentially try and block this punt. Getting, again, a little bit of pressure here. But it's going to be fielded. Not going to be fielded. It's a beauty of a punt. Going to be down at the 4. And that is a great punt. And Detroit with it all to do once again. And Stout with a great punt there. And we're going to once again head to commercial now with 3:36 left to go in the third quarter. Knotted up at 21. We did see the Lions go on a really long drive in the first half, or start of the second quarter, I should say. That took them, I believe it was 97 yards. So we'll have to see if they can go 96 yards in just a moment's time. Of course, if you are enjoying, definitely would appreciate a like. Always appreciated. And yeah, that'll be all the shilling we'll do for the moment. I'll let you know when we are back. But yeah, gonna enjoy another drink of agua here. But yeah, I mean, I can't watching teams that play how you want, like, you know, especially because I feel like especially it's, you know, when you see a team with a good running game that uses their tight ends properly, who doesn't necessarily have a ton of wide receiver skill, but still manages to, you know, get them to work, and then you see your team that fails in all those aspects. It's frustrating. I don't know. If you couldn't tell, I am a Steelers fan, so I will hate on the Ravens every chance I get. But I hate the Ravens the most, but I also respect them in terms of in-division rivalries. In terms of the Ohio teams, I just feel pity. So, and if you're a fan of an Ohio team, I feel pity for you. Yes, that is a targeted attack. You should feel offended. Looks like we are coming out of commercial here. And that we are. From Lib's Tavern in Baltimore, where there's a big watch party. So, Lions taking over once again from their own 4-yard line. 3:36 left to go in the third. And here we go. This Baltimore crowd getting loud once again. Super high now for Detroit. Going to motion out of it. Just to a heavy set. Baltimore only 5 on the line, so basically daring Detroit to run the ball. They will hand it off to David Montgomery, who's going to find a space up over the 10 and going to pick up a first down all the way to the 15. And this Detroit rushing attack has really started to get to work here in the second half, as David Montgomery does a nice job picking up 10. Again, just pretty simple. Give up the middle. David Montgomery just showing a nice bit of mobility. Malachi Starks and Nate Wiggins end up combining on the tackle there after some time. But 8th tote for Montgomery tonight. He's up to 42 yards and has a touchdown. Goff under center here. Montgomery remains in the game as the single back. Fakes the handoff this time. Goff over the middle. Going to just overthrow Amon-Ra St. Brown. And just off target there for Goff. Good effort from Amon-Ra to try and be able to get to that ball, not to come away with it, but not quite able to go to work. It's opening up 2nd and 10 now. So 2:53 left to go. Lions 25 times they've run the ball, thrown the ball 22. Single back is Montgomery. They're going to hand it off to him this time. Up the middle, he's got some room again for the 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. It's a foot race now. Humphrey trying to chase him down. Will he outrun him? Just about. It's going to be a touchdown-saving tackle all the way down at the Baltimore 15 as a huge run ripped off by David Montgomery. That's going to completely switch the field. As a massive run there. That's going to go for, what is that? I'm trying to do math in my head. That's going to be for 70 yards on that one run. And it's only because Marlon Humphrey is able to chase him down that he's able to get that stop. Just great blocking up front. Great vision from Montgomery to find the hole. Just explodes away and just takes off. Just Owuzie, not so super fast. They're going to call it 72 yards. This time it's going to be a handoff to Gibbs, who's going to be inside the 10. He's going to get down to about the 7 here. And they'll bring Montgomery back in here. As Montgomery now up to 114 yards on the night. Pick up a 5 there for Jahmyr Gibbs on first down. As the Lions continue to go to work here in the red zone. 132, 131, 130 left to go. Super high for the Lions. So Montgomery, Laporta, and Gibbs lined up in the backfield. Goff fakes the handoff, rolling right, dumps it off to Laporta. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll hurdle a man and pick up only about 1 yard before he's tackled by number 38 of Baltimore. That was Keon Martin on the stop. It's going to bring up 3rd and 4 now as we crouch under a minute left to go here in the third quarter. As Lions trying to flip it here. Jared Goff on 3rd down today, 7 of 8 for 70 yards. It's been, I think, by far and away the best facet of his game. 3rd and 4, play clock winding down. Lions trying to get set. It looks like they're trying to communicate with the plays at the line. I think they're going to have to call timeout here. And they will with 36 seconds left to go, as nobody getting set. It just seemed to be some miscommunication there. And Lions having to burn a timeout, which could be crucial the later and later we get into this contest. But again, going to be 3rd down and 4. Taking a look at Montgomery on the sideline. Next to Isaac Tesla, who's had a couple of nice catches so far this season. Actually, I think he only has 2, and they've both been really incredible catches. I know I saw the one against the Packers. Although it was in garbage time, was an insane catch. Just kind of falling backwards. Might have been one-handed, basically torso parallel with the ground, and managed to secure it. It was a great catch. Though coming out of the timeout here, been a 5-play, 90-yard drive in 3 minutes for this Detroit offense. The clock rolls. I imagine this will be the final play in the third quarter. And you have the Ravens fans getting loud, trying to will their defense to a stop here on 3rd down, deep in their territory. Goff hands it up the middle. Jahmyr Gibbs gonna be just short. He didn't get it. He's gonna be a yard short. He's only gonna pick up 3 before he's tripped up. Number 94 is who they're highlighting on the stop there. That's John Jenkins. And Lions going to go up-tempo here. They're going to try to get the first down very quickly. We saw a sneak from 1 yard earlier by the Lions. Goff slowing it down. I think they do want this to be the last play of the quarter. And they'll just let the quarter expire here. And so we'll move into the fourth with the score tied up at 21. But the Lions threatening now as we get down to the final 15 minutes. As we get down to the business zone of this game. There we go. I clicked out a fourth quarter. You probably could hear the key strikes there you could probably see them as well as I try to get it in there. But yeah, end of the fourth quarter. We are all knotted up at 21 apiece. Ugh. Yeah, again, mouth continues to get drier and drier as streams continue. But we enjoy them. We have fun. We see what we can do, and agua. I'm very excited for when weather fully cools off, because I definitely want it to be 50, 60 degree days every day, because that is perfect. Where it's you can wear you can wear short sleeves, you can wear long sleeves, you can wear a jacket, you can wear basically whatever. So, boo Brewers. I'm very much a Pittsburgh homer, even though I don't live there anymore. This is an ad for a law firm? This is an ad for a law firm. Yep, okay. I feel like they probably said something in the actual ad since I had the broadcast in my ear, but I don't know. I don't think they need to do a little bit of traveling for. Is that Wisconsin? What is this an ad for? Is this an ad for the Dells? It is! Hell yeah! I call it the Wisconsin Dells. I feel like it's not that hard to predict local commercials, but I still find that I'm learning new ones as stuff continues. All right, so start of the fourth quarter, and it's 4th and 1 from deep in Baltimore territory. Looks like the Lions offense still out on the field here. And they're pumping up the crowd. Offset eye is going to be what the Lions line up here to start. It's going to be Gibbs as the running back. Goff under center. It's going to be to the fullback. Pitch out to Gibbs. He's in. Touchdown. A little bit more trickery. Fakes that fullback dive. It turns into a halfback shovel pass. Jahmyr Gibbs into the end zone for a 4-yard score. And Detroit, at the start of this fourth quarter, takes a 6-point lead with the extra point pending. And that's another great play design. And it's Amon-Ra St. Brown who was in there as the fullback, which I didn't clock initially. And yeah, just a really nice little speed option look after the handoff to the fullback and into the end zone for the touchdown. So PAT attempt coming. Snap, hold, kick. And once again, it's right through. And so that will extend the Detroit lead to a full 7. It's 28-21. And the Baltimore offense now going to have to try and find an opportunity to respond. Of course, that touchdown buoyed largely by the 72-yard run of David Montgomery. They just showed the replay. You can see his eyes even through his helmet. About why his dinner plate staring up at that monitor, trying to see where the defenders are behind him. But yeah, it is a 7-point lead for the Detroit Lions. And so once again, go back to commercial, and again, I can lean back. Is this AI? Okay, we had an ESPN. Okay, no, this is just John Cena. Okay. For a second there, it looked like this John Cena ESPN ad was AI, and I really wasn't sure what was going on. I was just very confused. Yeah, I'm not interested in Lucky Charms, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, or Honey Nut Cheerios. Cereal is I don't know, maybe in the minority here. But I feel like, the breakfast cereals have really just got, less appealing. I probably sound old for saying this, but, give me Raisin Bran and fresh fruit. And we are some Raisin Bran with some, blueberries or some sliced up strawberries. That hits the spot. Whereas, I feel like Lucky Charms I probably did have a Lucky Charms phase. But it was never it was never super big, I don't think. I don't know. Still in commercial here, of course, after the Lions just taken the lead. Oh, yeah, taking another, and we are coming out of commercial here. Taking a look at this trick play here. And now, yeah, they're highlighting as well the kind of, preparation for Jared Goff, hitting the ball off vertically instead of horizontally to Amon-Ra St. Brown in order to make that shovel pass a little bit easier. Kick his back away. We'll see if this one stays in. It will. Going to be feeling up to the 20-25. Going to be knocked out of bounds just shy of the 30-yard line. Rocky Asin going to be the one who ends up taking him out. It seemed to be a little bit of an appeal from the Baltimore crowd for a penalty. Is it, maybe it was a step late and a little high, but no flags thrown. And so the Ravens now need an opportunity to respond. Lamar Jackson, 15-18 for 170 yards. We haven't seen him run the ball at all this second half. Still only 25 rushing yards, but of course had that nice touchdown pass to Mark Andrews earlier in the second half. Zay Flowers going in motion to the far side. Derrick Henry in the backfield. Going to be Lamar Jackson keeping it this time. Makes a man miss. Sheds another tackler. Gets up over the 30 to the 31-yard line before we get a shoelace tackle by Anzalone. So it'll be second down and 7 now for the Baltimore Ravens. It's just as I said, Lamar Jackson, we haven't seen him run at all, really, in this second half. Picks up 3 yards there. Excuse me. Lions showing pressure here. Lamar Jackson working out of the gun. 3 wide receivers to the far side. Going to be designed well out to the right. Going to be firing. Going to miss Zay Flowers. Just puts it high. Not a good throw there by Lamar Jackson. DJ Reed in coverage. Only Flowers' third target of the game. He's only got 13 yards so far in this affair. So, potential fantasy benefits. I haven't checked since halftime, and I know one was looking good. I pretty much secured the win in one of my fantasy leagues. The other one, we'll see. I do have Amon-Ra St. Brown to potentially cancel out some of Jared Goff. 3rd and 7, though. Bunch trips to the far side. Jackson on the gun. Takes a snap. Lions bringing 4. Jackson looking, firing over the middle, complete, up over midfield. It's Rashad Bateman with Robertson in coverage, just able to beat his man and a nice ball from Lamar Jackson, just allows his wide receiver to continue to pull away, and Baltimore's offense getting right back to work. 1st and 10 as they rock into Detroit territory. Oh, yeah, just, bad call from this Brian Branch there, the safety. Getting called out by the drag rat allowed Bateman on a bit more of a deep crosser to just get behind him. And then, again, just good placement from Jackson. I formation here for the Ravens. Working from the Detroit 49. Jackson takes a snap, toss to Henry, running right. Going to get back to the line of scrimmage, going to carry his man, but only going to end up picking up about 3 yards. Flag is thrown on the play. Jihad Campbell on the stop. We get a low block on the defense. So it's going to be a 15-yard penalty. We've been seeing that penalty a lot this season. As Brian Branch, after getting burned for that big pass on 3rd down, going to get flagged here. And I don't know if that's a low. That's a bit of it. It looked like Brian Branch slipped a little bit. He also, the contact wasn't low. So I don't necessarily agree with that call. That's definitely a tight one. But 13:09, 13:08, 13:07 left to go here in the game. 5th penalty of the game for Detroit. Baltimore's been very disciplined. Only 1 penalty for 5 yards. 1st and 10 working now. And as I said that'll make it 1st and 15 here. As Charlie Kolar going to get flagged for a false start. I don't know. Boy, it sure would be a shame if Lamar Jackson threw a pick 6 here. Just ignore the terrible towel, caster's curse. Just ignore it. Sorry, it's Jack Campbell. It's not Jihad. Jihad, I believe, is an eagle. First and 15 for the Ravens. Lamar out of the gun. Henry lined up to his right. Lions, again, showing pressure at the line. Press man. 5-man rush for the Lions. Lamar Jackson to the left-hand side. Miscommunication with DeAndre Hopkins. And so that throw is going to fall incomplete behind Hopkins. Going to be number 78 in there on coverage, who I'm not familiar with for Detroit. That is Tyler Lacey getting pressure in Jackson's face and maybe forcing a bit of a hurried throw by the Baltimore quarterback. So it's now going to be second down and 15. It's going to be 3 wide receivers bunched to the far side, but still pretty tight with the offensive line. Second down and 15. Jackson in the gun. Play clock winding down. Takes a snap. 4-man rush for the Lions. Jackson looking, pumping, fires over the middle. Complete. First down, all the way down to the 20. So that'll be good for 17. It's Bateman again. As the Jackson and Bateman connection has been very strong tonight. Again, that one good for 17. As the Lions defense has done a good job at defending Zay Flowers, but Bateman just continues to find ways to get open. Just finds those little hitches in coverage, and it's just able to do enough to pick up a first down there. Just, again, finding that hitch in the Tampa 2. Andrews kind of takes that middle backer away. We got the 2 safeties. You got the backer in the middle. Jackson, design draw up the middle. Going to be shoelace tackled there by number 98. That's DJ Reader making the stop there. It's going to be second down and 9 there. They're only going to give him a yard. But yeah, again, just finding the nice ways to kind of work through a lot of that zone coverage. So second down and 9. Jackson, it's Hill lined up to his left this time in the gun. Takes a snap. Looking left. Going to have to step up in the pocket, trying to evade a tackler, and he's going to get sacked again for the 4th time today. Ball pops out at the end. But the whistle is blown. I believe it was Trevor Nowaski who will get credited for the sack. I believe Aiden Hutchinson was in there a bit later as well to help secure it. As we're taking a look at the replay here, good coverage that time. Lamar Jackson just with pressure coming out. Yeah, it's gonna be Nowaski doing a nice job at keeping contained on Lamar Jackson, and then Hutchinson comes in late. And just nowhere for Jackson to go with the football. Loss of 4, so it's going to be 3rd and 13 after the 4th Detroit sack of the day. And they're going to show pressure here on 3rd and long. Baltimore working from the 23-yard line of Detroit. Have to get to the 10 for a potential first down. Play clock winding down. Jackson takes a snap. 4-man rush for Detroit. 3-man rush as another man will drop out. Jackson dancing around the pocket. Continues to step up. Gonna try to run. Gonna be tackled and sacked again. It's only going to be for a loss of 1, but Derek Barnes will get credited for the 5th Detroit sack of the game. As Lamar just not able to get away. And it would look to be a 4-man rush, but turned into a 3-man rush and a spy. And again, just as soon as that play started to break down, you got the Detroit Lions linebackers swarming to Lamar Jackson. So Tyler Loop out for his first field goal attempt of the game. It's going to be a 41-yard attempt from just inside the left hash. 9:45 left to go. Snap, hold, kick. He missed it! No, they're going to say it's good? I think it must have gone over the top. I'm going to need another look at that. I don't know about that one. All right, they're saying it's good, so we'll go ahead and mark it on the score bug. But it was very tight. I don't know about that one. Oh, what is this Tron ad? What? if Tron Ares bombs after all of these ads, I'm not going to feel anything anymore because it's happened so many damn times. But again, I need to take another look at that PAT. I'm not sure if that's even reviewable though. Also, Dion, as long as you're only talking in Aflac commercials, you're okay to talk. Otherwise, you talk a little bit too much, my man. I don't know. But again, in commercial break here, under 10 minutes left to play in the fourth quarter. Been good to watch a good football game. We've seen a lot of ugly football so far this week. And so, a lot of ugly football this week, particularly. Damn, it's getting late. That and caffeine is wearing off, which also happens. So we're taking a look at the replay. Okay, no, it was good. It was good. That was the right call. It is just good. It's just good. And it isn't reviewable either, but that is the right call. They showed us an angle from basically at the support of the field goal post. And then ultimately was the correct call. But the kickoff from Tyler Luke is away. 9 minutes 40 seconds left to go in the game, and we are rolling as a return of the 10 to 15 to the 20, 25, 30, cuts it back to the left, spins up to 35, and that's where eventually he's tackled. Bit of pushing and shoving at the end of the play, just at the bottom corner of the screen. But Baltimore needs a big stop here against what's been a very good Lions O-line here in the second half. So Detroit finally pulling out some of the trick plays. 22 rushes for 158 yards and 2 touchdowns between the tackles tonight for the Lions. Receiver going in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Gibbs up the middle. Gonna be dragged down, but not after a gain of about 4 by Jenkins. Actually, they'll call it 5 there. I think it's closer to 4.5. So it'll be a long 5 here on second down, as the Lions offense doing a nice job of staying on tempo. Under 9 minutes to play now. Gibbs remains in the game as the single back. Goff takes snap, takes the handoff. Pressure up the middle. Goff fires. Knocked away. Great coverage by Nate Wiggins. And so that'll make it 3rd down and 5. That pass intended for Isaac Tesla. And yeah, Wiggins just with tight coverage gets a little bit of a break, and it's just a great play on the ball from Wiggins to get across the face of Tesla as that pass was incoming and knock it away. So that's going to bring up a huge 3rd down and 5 now for the Detroit Lions. 8:48 left to go in this game. Ravens showing some pressure, showing a 5-man rush. How many will they bring? Play clock winding down. They're not going to get a snap ball. That's going to be a delay of game. And I believe we have a timeout here from the Lions. And we do have a timeout for the Lions. You can see Dan Campbell on the far side, just about able to get that timeout off. So it will not be a delay of game here. But with 8:48 left to go in the game, Detroit having to burn their second timeout. And so a lot of time left to go, and we'll see how that could impact the rest of this game. And of course, Detroit, using a lot of those timeouts at the end of the game to give themselves a chance at 3 points. So again, 3rd down and 5. The Baltimore crowd getting loud here. Ravens no sacks today. 57-game streak of getting a stat in that category. Goff takes a snap, dropping, looking, stepping out the pocket, trying to escape, fires, incomplete. He potentially had the 1st down if he used his legs, but tried to throw to Khalif Raymond, and it's going to be incomplete. And so it's going to bring out the Detroit punt unit. And Baltimore needed a stop here, and they got it. And yeah, Goff, just not a great throw there. Just ends up basically spiking it. He had Raymond with enough for the 1st down. They're just trying to throw across his, effectively turn and throw across, not across his body, away from his body. Punt is away, by the way. But yeah, trying to throw away from his body, not able to do it. Punt fielded, the 10 to the 15, cuts it back to the near side. Dodges a tackler up to the 20, tackle at the 21. So solid coverage there by the Lions special teams unit. And we'll see Lamar Jackson and the Ravens offense coming back out when we come back. Of course, they need a touchdown, just generally, to take the lead of this football game. Excuse me, that probably got heard because I don't just have a mic that picks up everything. Damn it. But yeah, Dublin next Sunday. Definitely be sure to subscribe for that. Of course, hopefully in that case you are on the East Coast or in Central, because then it's at 8:30 and not 8:30 if you're Central, 9:30 if you're East Coast, and not 7:30 or 6:30 if you're a bit, if you're in Mountain or West, all things. But I'm not super excited for this last game before the Steelers bye week, just because we have not played well despite the 2-1 record. I feel like we also haven't had necessarily the most challenging opening to this season. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens here, but I don't know. But again, at commercial here, with under 9 minutes left to go in the game. I feel like I should probably invest in like an actual camera and microphone, but I don't know. Where to be, I definitely have to figure out how to set that up. Luckily, OBS is fairly straightforward with streaming, especially since it's just, hey, it's a whole bunch of like color and numbers. It's, color and number boxes up here, and you have a basic score bug. So, and even better, my score bug looks better than Fox's. So, pay me, Fox, and I'll design your score bug. But taking a look at some of the Ravens' miscues tonight, obviously Lamar Jackson dealing with pressure the entire night. 5 sacks so far tonight for the Lions defense. Going to be hand off to Derrick Henry this time. And the ball's out! Derrick Henry fumbles! DJ Reed recovers. Aiden Hutchinson punches it out. And the Lions take over from inside the Baltimore 20. Wow. And just from right behind him, just the ball's just not in a good spot. Great heads-up play by Hutchinson. Wow. That's massively out of character for Derrick Henry. And Derrick Henry is pissed. Slammed his helmet on the sideline. And so Lions immediately back in the business zone, working from the Ravens 16. Handoff up the middle. It's Montgomery. He's going to fall forward and pick up 3 or maybe 4 before he's taken down. Let's call it 2nd down and 6. Wow. Had the fumble against the Bills, the fumble against the Browns, I believe. Or no. Or was it? No, he did not have one against the Browns. Just the second one of the season already for Derrick Henry, who just does not fumble the ball that much. But big effort play. Handoff, Montgomery running left, down to the 10. There's down to the 5. Flag comes in, though. Oh, yeah, Derrick Henry is frustrated. Face mask on the Ravens, though, or face mask on the Lions, apologies. So that's going to come back. Christian Mahogany going to get called for that one. So we take a look, and yeah, that's a face mask on Urban. Yeah, it's pretty obvious. So that'll push the Lions back. Oh no, Derrick Henry did fumble last week. Wow. So it will still be 2nd and 22 for the Lions. So pushed all the way back to the Baltimore 28. Goff out of the gun. Ravens showing pressure. 5 up the line. They'll bring 5. It's going to be handoff to Gibbs up the middle. Going to go nowhere. He's only going to pick up about 1. Mike Green in there on the stop. Again, just taking another look at the play by Aiden Hutchinson. Yeah, Aiden Hutchinson was responsible for Lamar Jackson on the read option, just because it was a bit more of a power read. So you had Derrick Henry up the middle. If Lamar Jackson tucks, he's running around to the left. Hutchinson had that contained to Lamar Jackson's left, and then just comes from behind Derrick Henry with a fist. Times the punch to perfection. Knocks the ball out. Goff out of the gun here. Gibbs going to go motion to his left. 3 wide receivers to the far side. 3rd and 21. Ravens bringing 4. Goff throws it right. Going to be in the direction of Tesla, but going to fall incomplete. So Ravens defense does a nice job after the the Derrick Henry fumble to come up with a defensive stop, and the clock will stop with 6:39 left to go here in the 4th quarter. Again, Derrick Henry is super frustrated. And I feel like you can still see it on his face, where he's in a bit of disbelief here. 45-yard attempt coming from Jake Bates, the second-year kicker. 45 yards, right hash. Snap, hold, kick. And it's right down the middle, and Detroit can extend their lead back up to a full 7 points. And that'll make it 31-24 here now with 6:35 left in this football game. So yeah, 7-point lead for Detroit now. Yeah. And so it's going to be, again, a tall order again now for the Ravens. Still need a touchdown. But now you don't take the lead. You just tie the game, unless you want to go for 2 to try and avoid this game going into overtime. Seahawks-Cardinals might be an actually interesting Thursday night game. That would be an interesting watch. Yeah. I don't know. Commercial once again. All right. Well, can't ever count this Ravens team out. Unless it's in January, in which case You might be able to. Any chance to take shots, I will take. Yes, I live in a glass house being a Steelers fan, but I will absolutely throw stones. Um, but, how much is that fumble going to play on Derrick Henry's mind here as we come out of commercial? Not quite yet. Oh, God. Nick's. Oh, thank God. There's also Broncos Bengals next week. Okay, yes. I get a stream Broncos Bengals. We're saved. Thank the Lord. But yeah, 31-24. Lions with a 7-point lead. Ravens about to get the ball back. Again, 6:35 left to go in the game. I feel like you should maybe look at getting some sort of a clock set up, but I feel like that'd be more trouble than it's worth. But Ali and Hill back to receive. Can the special teams for Baltimore come out with any more magic? They almost had a kickoff return for a touchdown in the first half, saved by Jake Bates, and then that drive eventually stopped. Return is Ali up to the 20, 25, 30. Going to get tackled there, though. He'll get down to about the 31-yard line before he is tackled. Hutchinson's been largely well contained in this game. Has definitely been, a bit of a threat, but hasn't, outside of the forced fumble, hasn't done loads. I think did pick up half a sack in there. And obviously, the forced fumble is the big thing there, as that is absolutely huge and has really swung some of the momentum back to Detroit. But Baltimore working from their own 31. Henry in the game, lined up to Jackson's left. Jackson has to step on the pocket, and he's going to get sacked again. And as I said, he hasn't shown up in the game that much. Aiden Hutchinson finds his way home, and that is the 6th Detroit sack. And it's going to be for a loss of 6. Bit of a design, kind of moving the pocket to the right. Good work from the right edge to get some pressure there. Good coverage down the field. And that gives Hutchinson enough time to work through the double team and find a straight shot at Lamar Jackson. Pushed all the way back to their 25 now. 2nd and 16. Jackson in the gun. Takes a snap. 4-man rush. Jackson looking. Dumps it off to Hill. He's only going to pick up 3, maybe 4 yards there. Terry and Arnold in there on the stop. And I hesitate to say it, but you might be very close to 4-down territory here if you're the Ravens. 5:30 left to go in the game. 3rd and 12. Yes, you have a punter with a big leg that can potentially switch the field if you do get a 3-and-out. But this defense has struggled to stop the Lions' offense on those longer starting positions. So is Baltimore now potentially thinking, are you in 4-down situation if you can get close, if you can get within 3 or 4 yards? Jackson in the gun. Running back lined up to his right. Check at the line. Lions showing pressure. They're going to bring 4. Jackson dropping way back, stepping up in the pocket. Going to escape. Going to get tackled from behind. He's only going to pick up about 4. Is unable to escape. And a man whose name I've said a lot tonight for big splash plays has been Al-Qadim Muhammad. And that's going to bring up another 4th and long, and that's going to almost certainly result in a Baltimore punt. And yeah, Muhammad, that's also a great recovery from Muhammad, who was up the field running basically quarterback contain and was able to come back and cover Jackson. Fair catch signal. It's going to go out of bounds, so not going to be a great punt here. Some jawing off after the play as well. It's going to be spotted all the way up. Is that the 40 or is that the I think it's the 30. So the field not really going to be switched at all. And yeah, Jackson very frustrated at the lack of protection tonight. So 1st and 10 Detroit. Potential to try and start to put this game on ice. I think with points especially would do that. So big moment for this Ravens defense. Can they stand firm? 4:24 left to go in the game. Toss to Gibbs, running left. Can he get to the edge? He will. He'll stiff arm Nate Wiggins. Go forward, try to spin, but he's only going to step out of bounds after a pickup of about 6.5 yards. So there's going to be 2nd down and a long 3 after a nice stiff arm to the Ravens corner. It will stop the clock with 4:16 left to go in the game. But it will be 2nd down and 3. Kelvin Shepard has done a very nice job as the Detroit defensive coordinator containing this Baltimore rushing attack. Goff going to go under center once again. 2nd and 3. Run up the middle. Gibbs. He's going to pick up the 1st down and another yard as up to the Detroit 41. There you go. And so the clock going to continue to roll. And I imagine if you're Detroit, you're just going to continue to hand the rock off. And again, the O-line for Detroit has done a great job tonight as well at setting up the run. First and 10. Again, heavy package for Detroit. I imagine we're going to see a lot more run. Again, up the middle, Gibbs. Going to try to forge forward. He's only going to pick up about a yard, maybe 2. But the clock will continue to roll now. So it will be 2nd down and 8. And I mean, I think something else to note is that Baltimore hasn't gotten a sack on Jared Goff, which I think is something else to note. I think again they're down a defensive tackle and a linebacker, but I think still you still got a large part of that starting Baltimore defense. And again, the Detroit defensive line has performed very, very well. Goff under center. Montgomery now into the game as the single back. Handoff up the middle is Montgomery. Again, only going to be for about 2 yards, maybe 3. I think they'll mark him down at the Detroit 46 until they'll make it 3rd down and about 5 here. Lions upcoming. They got the Browns, the Bengals, the Chiefs, and the Bucks before they hit their bye week. And it's at Bengals, at Chiefs, at home against the Bucks. So that Lions-Bucks game could be a game to keep an eye on. 3rd and 5. This won't go all the way to the 2-minute warning, so this should be the last play before we hit that point. Checks at the line. I think they're saying that they are going to be snapping it. Goff in the gun. 3 wide receivers in the near side. Takes a snap. Going to be a dump off to Gibbs, who's going to be knocked down before he can get to the 1st down. It's going to be about 2 yards short. It's Roquan Smith who's going to end up getting the tackle. And with 1:56 remaining in the game, that'll take us to the 2-minute warning. And so we're into the Lions' side of midfield. It'll be 4th and 2 when we come out of the 2-minute warning. And so what we know Dan Campbell likes to be aggressive. Is he going to try to potentially burn Baltimore's timeouts here and pick up a 1st down? That State Farm commercial is ironic. State Farm at King Henry commercial, if anybody has seen it. Borderlands, I don't know. I don't know about Borderlands because the CEO was an ass. I'd use stronger words, but I am currently on a live stream. So, we're gonna be careful here. We're gonna choose my words well, even though you can check the if you look up Borderlands CEO tweets, you'll see what I mean, and you might also have some very passionate words to describe him. We'll go with passionate. especially because I might use that description for my own words later in this season, depending on how it's going. But yeah, we'll see. Still a commercial here with a minute 56 left to play. I guess something to note is that the Ravens do still have 3 timeouts. So first down does not end the game, but it certainly makes the job that much harder for the Ravens. Coming out of commercial here, so what are the Lions going to do? Can't quite see. It looks like they're going for it. I don't see a man back to receive the punt for Baltimore. Fourth and 2, and the offense is on the field. Oh, this is a big moment. Are they going to actually go for it? Are they going to try to get the Ravens to jump off sides here? It's Montgomery in the game as at running back. But 4th and 2. Goff going to go under center. Montgomery in the game as the single back. Stays in the heavy package. Goff takes the handoff. Looking to throw. Throws. And for Amon-Ra St. Brown, complete deep into Baltimore territory. Detroit stays bold and may have just ended this game, but there is a flag. And it's holding on Baltimore, so it does not matter. And it's a great throw from Goff to St. Brown to pick up a huge first down that gets the Lions down inside the Ravens 30. And yeah, Humphrey, I think, realized he was burnt. Hold St. Brown a little bit, but Goff just drops it right in the bucket. Beautiful throw from Goff. And that might end this football game. That might be game, set, and match now for the for the Detroit Lions. I think they're just going to try to run it out here. Clock did stop with a minute 50 seconds left due to the timeout. Motioning out of the Super I. From the 31 now. Going to be a handoff to Montgomery up the middle. Going to dance around, cut to his right. 30, 25, 20. Cuts to right, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Lions. And that might be game. David Montgomery with the dagger. 31 yards. And that fumble by Derrick Henry, even more crucial now. Well, hey, I'm happy to be 13-3 in pick'ems. It's great blocking by the right guard as well. Also, Jamison Williams down the field while working on Marlon Humphrey. Jared Goff wanted David Montgomery to get down. But, yeah, I think it doesn't matter when you're trying to go up 14. 7 plays, 70 yards, 2 minutes, 42 seconds. 4 rushing touchdowns. Kick is up. Kick is good. And it's 38-24, Detroit. And that is basically all but the game. And I guess it gives me a chance to check fantasy. I know holy shit, I'm going to win. I'm going to somehow pull out a win. I'm going to pull. So I'm going to lose. I'm going to lose picking the Ravens, which I did it. Yeah, I didn't expect. I expected it to be close. I didn't expect it to be a 2-score game. I expected it to be 1. But I think all credit really goes. I think the Detroit offense was great. I think the Detroit defense deserves even more plaudits for how they've done. Wow. Detroit 3 of 3 on fourth down. Kicked his way for what will be a touchback, but for what will almost certainly be a formality. I mean, Baltimore going to try to go aggressive here, try and pick up a touchdown, try and pick up an onside kick. But we'll have to wait and see. But Detroit, big win, especially after losing both coordinators, and especially after a tough first week visiting the Green Bay Packers. Jackson in the gun, trips bunch to the far side. Takes a snap, 5-man rush. Jackson looking deep. Looking for Bateman, he's going to overthrow him down the left-hand side. And Jackson's looking frustrated as well. It's been a rough night for him. He's been pretty efficient through the air, 18 of 24 for 210, 2 touchdowns and 32 rushing yards, but has been under pressure a lot of that time. Sacked 6 times today. And just really hasn't been very explosive on the ground. Again, Detroit's really managed time of possession beautifully. Obviously, an 11-minute drive in the first half. Detroit looking to bring pressure. 2nd and 10. Big blitz for Detroit. Jackson dropping way back. And he's going to get sacked again. Wow. It's Anzalone with the 7th Detroit sack of the night. Wow. Lamar Jackson just doesn't get sacked this much. It's 3rd and 26. And Baltimore not even using their timeouts at this point. Jackson takes a snap. Jackson stepping up, dumps it off to Hill. To the 25 to the 30. Going to bounce off a tackle. 35, 40, 45, 50. First down to the 45. So Baltimore picking up a little bit of life here with 51 seconds left. I mean, still an incredibly tough order, but Justice Hill keeping any semblance, any ember of hope alive. "51 seconds left to go in the game. Baltimore has to score quickly if they want a shot. Can they do what Buffalo did to them a couple of weeks ago? Jackson takes a snap, looking, firing to his left, complete to Bateman, who does get out of bounds inside the 30 with 46 seconds left to play. But again, if this result stands, which it should, it would be an insane result for the Lions. Jackson takes a snap, 5-man rush. Jackson looking, stepping up in the pocket, firing. He's going to take off to his right, and he's going to get forced out of bounds. Clock going to continue to roll here, and timeout Ravens, 35 seconds left to go. Forced out of bounds by, I believe, that is Brian Branch. Wow. Second and 7 now. And not a lot of time left. Taking a look at Eric DeCosta on the sideline, the Ravens EVP and general manager, as well as Harbaugh. Jackson, out of the gun. Running back lined up to his right, tight end in motion on the near side is Andrews. Jackson takes a snap, big rush again by the Lions. Jackson fires, left side, Andrews, 10, 5, cuts inside, touchdown. So Baltimore giving themselves life as Andrews picks up his second touchdown of the night. And Baltimore going to be going for 2 here on the 27-yard reception. Yeah, I mean, you might as well go for 2 here, I suppose. If the onside recovery is rare enough with 30 seconds left to play, still 2 timeouts, so Baltimore giving themselves a shot. We've seen weirder things in the NFL. 2-point attempt coming. Jackson out of the gun. It's going to be Hill lined up to his left. Some checks at the line. So first 2-point attempt of the year from the Ravens. Hill going to be motioned out to empty set. Jackson rolling right. Fakes the shovel pass. Gonna throw it. It's incomplete. There is a flag thrown. So the Ravens will get another shot here. They're saying it's a hold against Detroit. Again, game not over yet. Holding. Oh, we got offsetting penalties. So we have an ineligible man downfield on Baltimore. We have holding on Detroit. So there will be no advantage from those penalties. So we'll get another 2-point attempt after the failure on the first attempt. So Jackson, again, working out of the gun. It's a trips punch to the far side. Hill going to be motioned to his right. Jackson dropping, looking, firing towards the end zone. Overthrows Zay Flowers. Kirby Joseph in the area, but it's going to fall incomplete. And so, and taking a look at all of the blocked field goals yesterday, as well as all of the game-ending field goals, as special teams has been the talk of this week. 4 walk-off field goals, a blocked field, what would have been a walk-off field goal blocked and returned for a touchdown to end the game. But will the chaos continue? Baltimore lined up for an onside kick. We've had one successful. I believe it was Carolina against Arizona. Of course, Carolina was unable to come away with the win there. But Baltimore is lined up for the onside kick here. This will be for the game. But they're lined up, and the stands are very empty. So that should tell you how little faith these Ravens fans have. So here we go. For the ball game. Onside kick coming. Loop. Lets it away. And it's recovered by the Lions. Laporta comes away with it, and that will be your ball game. Your final score will be Detroit 38, Baltimore 30. And we'll change that to final a little bit early. But that is your ball game. So Lions improved to 2-1. Ravens going to fall to 1-2. And somehow the Bengals and Steelers top the AFC North. Huh? Goff will take the kneel. And that will officially be the ball game. And that will do it. But Ravens heading to Kansas City next week, which is going to be a tall order. Then at home against the Texans and Rams, got the bye week in week 7. And then played the Chicago Bears. Derrick Henry heading straight to the locker room as he is dejected. But Baltimore puts up a good fight. But ultimately, it is a better night for the Detroit Lions. And that Detroit run game is going to look very scary as this continues. Of course, big plays from that Detroit defense. That pass rush was indomitable. Great job of containing the Baltimore run game. But that will do it. And again, your final score, Detroit 38, Baltimore 30. So we'll go ahead and end it there just about. I guess they're kind of upcoming stuff. If you are new, definitely be sure to hit like and subscribe down below. Would really appreciate that. You might see a Pick'ems video this week. I went 13-3, so my ego is kind of cooking. So we might make a quick Pick'ems video running through some kind of rationale and reasoning behind some of that, even if just, I like this team. So we'll see. We'll see how some of that pans out. But certainly looking into next week, Steelers play in a time slot that I'll be able to watch because it'll be broadcast in my area. So we'll be able to do that as we will be broadcasting the Dublin game on Sunday morning. So definitely subscribe to keep an eye out for that as the Steelers take on the Minnesota Vikings. Definitely an intriguing matchup. Not necessarily one I'm looking forward to because I feel like the Vikings have really limited their mistakes well. And so, the Steelers are really Steelers have really been relying on taking advantage of mistakes to win games as opposed to just being able to win games or forcing mistakes. So we'll definitely see how that goes. But regardless, until next time, I'll be seeing you later, wherever you're at. Have a good rest of your night, and have a good one. See you later. Oh, wait, nope. I have to press another button. Whoops!